I'm going to give you some notes here. I'll try to keep it quick and slick.
You think which times you want, I guess.
Oh, no, everyone's got things to do. It's Monday night. Yeah, for sure. Of course. Where'd Evan go?
He had to leave. He told me he had some practice.
Just walk down the hallway.
Oh, back.
I'm going to pick on him right off the bat. All right. Seniors, good job. It's over. I'm really not going to talk to you the entire time I'm up here. I love you guys. I know you all go down to represent Williamson Wrestling in the school very well, and whatever you guys choose to do. You're a bright group of guys. I enjoy working with all of you. For everyone else that's still here and that's still going to wrestle, and parents included, everything I'm about to say is about you guys. First of all, parents, you got to talk with your kids. Kids, you got to talk with your parents. Your parents and all of your coaches should know what your goals are. You need to establish your goals, baseline. Everything I'm about to say is all based on what your goals are. If your goal is to be a 500 wrestler by the time you're a senior, win half your matches, that's fine. I'll tell you how to get there. If your goal is to be a state champion, I'll tell you how to get there too. All right? Both paths are very much different. All right? So it's just the reason I bring this up, and I talk about it every year. Kids will tell me what they want. If I ask any kid in here, any wrestler in the state of Michigan, especially, hey, do you want to be a state champ? Sure, right? So I'm going to walk over and hand you a chart and medal and say, good job, state champ? Probably not, right? So it's not about what you want. It's about what you're willing to put in the work to achieve, okay? So don't tell me you want to be a state champion and then miss a quarter of the practices during the year. Don't tell me you're going to be a state champion and not put in any off-season workout time. Don't tell me you're going to be a state champion and don't lift all summer, and don't train all summer, don't run all summer, don't get on a mat all summer. It doesn't happen. I shouldn't say it doesn't happen. There are kids that are naturally athletic enough and naturally gifted enough that they don't start wrestling until their freshman year. Maybe they don't put in a ton of time and they'll place a couple of times. It'll happen. There are instances where it will happen, but for 99.9% of us, that's not the way it works. Number one, if you want to be a state champion, you need to be wrestling 30 to 40 off-season officiated matches. I'm not saying you go up and find someone that you know will run the mat up here. I'm saying you go to a tournament, get your friends together, go wrestle freestyle, go wrestle Greco, okay? There's plenty of places to get instruction on it. We've got workouts going on here. There's workouts at Michigan State. You guys are all very capable of getting on the internet and finding these places. I know y'all are. You're on your phones 24/7. I know you're capable of finding this information, even if we're not emailing it to you. But your coaches, Weber has always emailed things to you. I'm sure Coach Manson will let you know of opportunities over the summer. My father and I were talking last night. We're going to get with Coach Mahaney and some other guys at the youth level. We will put together and find things that you guys can go to. But it's up to you to go and do them. Again, it depends on how good you want to be. If you don't care about being a state champ, you don't want to be all state, don't worry about it. But if you do, I suggest that you find time to train in other styles of wrestling and to compete in 30 to 40 off-season officiated actual matches when it's not wrestling season. Just a little sidebar on that. I didn't wrestle Greco until my sophomore year of high school. I didn't want to do it. Dad told me I needed to do it. Dad said, you should be doing this. You should be doing this. I don't want to wrestle Greco. I can't touch the legs. My whole offense was based on shooting a single leg. What was I going to do? Well, I started wrestling Greco. My first matches were in Colorado the summer of my sophomore year. My sophomore year, I did not qualify for the state tournament. My junior year, I made the state finals. Was it all related to wrestling Greco? Probably not, but it was a wonderful addition to my toolbox, and it made me a lot better. And I can certainly tell you that it had a drastic amount to do with my improvement. So guys, please, I know, and I'm already getting on Jared, he doesn't want to do freestyle. Well, how good do you want to be? Do you want to be a state champ, or do you want to be a 500 wrestler by the time you're a senior? That's up to you guys. Next thing, parents. Let me preface what I'm about to say by saying, I know you guys are busy. I know you do a lot. Most of you have more than one kid. You got all kinds of different sports. You got jobs. You got things to coordinate. I understand all that. I get it. I understand. There's a million excuses why times are tough. It's tough to get kids here. It's tough to get them there. I get it. But for the love of God, doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, I understand certain things are unavoidable. I get that. I know certain things are unavoidable. But you all know when wrestling practice is. We all know what practices are. It's at the same time every day. We set out a schedule ahead of time over the break. Please, 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 if you want to do your athlete a service, if you want your child to be at practice and to get better, Please do whatever you can to set these things up so they don't interfere with the time your kids are getting better. Put it in perspective for you. If your kid doesn't wrestle in the off season and only shows up during the season to wrestle, you're looking at about maybe 50 to 60 practices a year. 120 hours tops of instructional time where they're actually getting better. They're only going to practice 4 days a week during the season because we wrestle on Wednesdays. And then Fridays we have weigh-ins, Tuesdays we have weigh-ins, so we're not going as long. So when you think about how little time your kids are actually spending on the mat getting instruction during the season, it's bananas to think they're going to get that much better if they're not competing in the off-season. And when we're already missing that much, you're going to have skin conditions, you're going to have owies that are going to keep kids out for a couple of days. You start adding doctors and dentist appointments into that stuff, and you miss 8 or 9 practices during the year, you miss 20% of the instructional time that you have every year to get better at wrestling, okay? Guys that are winning state titles are not taking 20% of the time off the season off, and they're certainly not taking the entire off season off. Lifting and running. We have a tremendous workout facility here. We have a team of people dedicated to making our athletes better at lifting, to making them stronger, to conditioning them. We have guys like Troy. You have myself up there. I have an extremely immense background in training athletes. If you guys have questions, if you want workouts, if you want things to do, if you want nutrition information, please come to me, come to Coach, go to Troy. He's in the weight room all the time. You got guys up there. I'm sure they'd be happy. I'm sure if you went to Troy and said, hey, Troy, can I have a workout tomorrow that I can do or something that would help me? I bet Troy would probably hook that up for him. Make it real simple for you. He'd love to, as would I, as would Coach Manson, okay? Because of a plethora of resources at your disposal. You have a beautiful facility. You have a wonderful community of people. You have a great system to draw from, all right? It just couldn't get any better than what you've got here. Take advantage of it. If you're not on the wrestling mat, you better be in the weight room, right? You got to be doing something to get better. During the season, before school workouts, I know Coach Monette instituted something a little later, and I was always on Justin. I said, not to, I'll pick on him all I want because he's my brother, but I would always ask him, hey, did you work out this morning before school? Well, no, I had, and I understand. Again, just like the parents, the kids, you guys got your BPA, you got your student government, you got this, you got that. I understand. I get that, okay? Like when I was in high school, I had to prioritize. I couldn't do everything I wanted to do. There just isn't enough hours in the day, okay? So yeah, I quit being on my student government. I stopped showing in 4-H. I made some sacrifices my last few years of high school so that I could dedicate the time I needed to in wrestling. I was also very blessed that I had a wonderful team of people around me. I had seniors that came up and picked me up at my house and drove me to school to work out in the morning. Little message to you guys that are going to be seniors: help each other out. Help your younger underclassmen out. Tell them you'll give them a ride and pick them up if they want to come work out with you in the morning. It's a lot more fun to work out with 8, 9, 10 guys in the morning than it is to work out by yourself. Right? Go up, run some laps on the stairs, drill, lift, whatever. Get that sweat going in the morning. Not only is it going to put you in better shape, work on your technique, you can lift. It'll help with your weight management if you guys are dealing with that. There's really no reason you shouldn't be working out in the morning unless, like I said, your goals aren't to be that good at wrestling. If you're not that worried about being good at wrestling or being a state champion, then don't worry about working out in the morning. Do the other stuff that you want to do. But I'm putting it out there, if you want to be that good at wrestling, if you want to be a state champion, you want to be all-state, all right? Sometimes you have to sacrifice some things that maybe you like to do too. But that, again, that's your choice. I'm not saying you have to, I'm saying you don't have to, but I'm saying you can't have an expectation of being a state champion if you're not putting in the time and doing the things necessary to be a state champion. I already talked about coordinating with teammates for rides. Diet. Not one that we talk about a whole lot. I think we have one meeting at the beginning of the year. Obviously important in wrestling, but off-season and everything, guys. Some of you guys, and Justin has asked me questions about supplements and things like that. Supplements are okay. They're supplements, and I can get into bioavailability and a bunch of different stuff. I graduated with a degree in nutrition. That's what my degree is in. I'm not going to get into great detail, but you guys need to worry less about pre-workout and protein and all these supplements. Worry about the foods that you're eating, the whole foods that you're eating. You are not, I guarantee you're not eating enough vegetables. I don't care who you are, you're not eating enough vegetables. I already know. None of you guys, I've seen what you eat. You guys eat garbage mostly. You're not eating enough vegetables. The grains that you eat need to be whole grains, tons of fruit sugar, good sources of protein. These are the things that are going to help your body. These are the things that are going to make you a better athlete, all right? You eat a bunch of donuts and drink a bunch of Mountain Dew and eat a bunch of cake and pizza. But you do all you can do all that all day, and then just because you take a scoop of pre-workout, a scoop of protein, that ain't going to cancel all that out, all right? And focus on the whole food sources and the things that you're putting into your body rather than how you can supplement things that aren't necessarily necessary and cost a ton of money. It's a lot cheaper to just eat healthy than it is to try and buy a bunch of supplements. Those things aren't cheap. That's about everything I have. I'm not going to throw it on anymore. You guys are probably tired of hearing me yell at you anyway. You hear me all the time. A couple last things. We're going to get together as a coaching staff, Coach Monette, my father, we're going to get Coach May. We're going to get together. I've reached out to the coach from Michigan State, the guy that's the head coach now, recruited me to wrestler when I was there. I will talk with them. We'll figure out what's going on, what's available, when we're working out, what we're going to do from the youth aspect, and we're going to let you guys know. We'll get the email out here. You guys are all on the list. You got the list of all the guys in the email, and we'll put that information out there. So again, it's on you to make that decision. How good do you want to be? And you need to figure out how good you want to be, so you can start figuring out how hard you need to work. Again, if you want to be a 5-hour wrestler by the time you're season, just show up at practice when the first day of practice is. Show up every day and work out, and I guarantee you'll get there. No problem. Pay attention, work hard when you're there. That's no problem. But if you want to be better, you're going to have to do more. Simple as that. Last thing. Everything you do has a great chance of being caught on camera nowadays. When I was in high school, longer ago than you'd think probably, people didn't have camera phones yet. I didn't have to worry about that. If I went somewhere and someone was drinking next to me that shouldn't have been, it didn't really matter. It's not like we were going to be on tape. Now, if you're somewhere and someone's next to you holding a beer or a red Solo cup, and that picture shows up somewhere, boy, it's going to look an awful lot like you were drinking or doing something you weren't supposed to be, whether you're not. Now, that's not your guys' fault. It's just a product of the world we live in and the way technology's advanced. And I understand that. I feel bad for you guys. But just be cognizant of it. Because you would be surprised what can go wrong because you got caught in a picture or a video doing something you weren't supposed to do. All right? It's a lot easier. I didn't have to deal with it. Coach Manson didn't have to deal with it. We didn't have to deal with that stuff. You guys do. So please be cognizant of what you're doing when you're with your friends, when you're with other people that you may not be that close with, when you're somewhere where maybe people are doing something they shouldn't be. All right? I'm not naive enough to think that you guys aren't around people that are, whether you're doing it or not, I know you're around people that are. Okay? I was in high school too. It wasn't that long ago. All right? But please be careful of what you do. Think about the pictures you could be in. Think about if you want your parents to see them. Think about if you want the principal to see them. Think about if you want Coach Manson to see them. Know where you're at and what you're doing. All right? Rule number 1 of Williamson Wrestling has always been don't be an idiot. Right? If you are about to do something and you think an idiot would do that thing, don't do that thing. All right? That's it.